Hey, what's going on, people out there? What's good? What's happening? What's going on? I'm going to start going more live on YouTube. Also, just to keep up with you guys and offer some tips. So here's the deal. The title of this video here that I put up is called How to Use Your Employee Mindset to Explode Your Entrepreneurial Life, okay? Now, here's the deal. You know, I've been an entrepreneur for a couple of years now. I've been doing this full time. I've been a full-time network marketer for my company for about 7 years now. You know, it's been an incredible journey. I've been having such a good time, and man, it's been paid off like nothing else I could have ever imagined. However, there's some principles that I put into my life that have allowed me to, you know, enjoy the fruits of my labor, okay? And this isn't like one of those typical YouTube video stuff from like whoever the guru is. This is me just really trying to give you guys some value as some of the things and ideals and perspectives that I've had in my life to, you know, experience the type of success that I have, okay? Relatively speaking, okay? So here's the deal. The reason why I say the employee mindset can boost your entrepreneurial life is because this is the deal. Most successful entrepreneurs, if not all successful entrepreneurs, are successful because they are incredibly good at commitment, at discipline, and at treating their entrepreneurial endeavors as almost as if they were to be jobs and versus hobbies, okay? A job will pay you, and a hobby will cost you money, okay? These are some of the things that I kind of just want to bring into perspective, okay? So when you're an employee, okay, you wake up early, you go to work, you have your schedule, you have your set things, you have your set of responsibilities that you have to accomplish on a daily basis, right? There's some things that if you don't do them at your job today, you may be fired from that job, you may be demoted from that job, or you may be promoted at that job, or you might be given a raise at that job. Now, when you're an entrepreneur, what that means is there is nobody here to demote you, to fire you, to give you a raise, or to promote you. You promote you, okay? So I want you guys to start off by this, okay? I want you guys to write down a list of things that you would require from an employee if you hired somebody to be your #1 distributor, okay? If you were running a company and you were hiring somebody to be the #1 distributor on your team, I want you to write down the responsibilities that they'd have on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual basis, okay? I want you to write those things down. The second thing that I want you to do now is I want you to not just write down the responsibilities of the employee, but I want you to write down the responsibilities of the employer. So I want you to write down your responsibilities as the boss and as the employer and how you would safeguard and set a standard for your #1 employee, okay? And then third, I want you to sit down and I want you to play both parts. I want you to sit down, I want you to look into a mirror, right? Look into the mirror, right? And I want you to interview yourself, right? I want you to interview yourself and I want you to accept the job of being an entrepreneur in your field. And I want you to accept the hire as the boss of your own life, okay? One of my favorite quotes in the entire world is, entrepreneurs are the only people that quit working for somebody else 40 hours a week so that they can work for themselves 100 hours a week, okay? You need to stop looking at entrepreneur as a title and more as a lifestyle. It is a part of life. It is like being a vegan. It is like being a Christian. It is like being a Catholic. It is a part of your life, okay? Entrepreneurism is a lifestyle, not a title, okay? And it starts with you. One of my favorite quotes, like I said, is, you know, the entrepreneurs are the only people that quit working for somebody else 40 hours a week so they can work for themselves 100 hours a week. And that brings me to, you know, a couple years ago, I reached out to one of my mentors before I quit my job. And I asked him, I was like, hey, listen, man, you know, I'm working at a hotel manager. I'm working 60, 70 hours a week, 80 hours a week. And life is good. I wasn't on magazines yet, right? But life is good. But with my part-time deal here, working as an entrepreneur for myself, right, in network marketing, I was making 3 times more money a month than I was making at my job. And he said, cool, it sounds like it's time for you to leave that job because it sounds like you're losing money by going to work versus making money by going to work, right? The second biggest piece of advice this guy gave me that has been the best piece of advice anybody's given me in my life to date is this. He says, when you quit your job and you no longer have the pain of having to be at a job, when you no longer have the pain of having to answer to somebody else, when you no longer have the pain of having to be somewhere you don't want to be at, don't do like how the average person does, whereas now they start to become their own best boss, right? What does your own best boss mean? It means you wake up late. It means you go to sleep early. It means you don't get as much done throughout the day as you possibly could. It means you take extra long vacations. You take extra long lunch breaks. You kind of just drag your feet everywhere because you don't have a boss. Nobody's here to tell you what to do, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. Why is it a bad thing? Because it can stop your productivity. I've seen so many people go full-time as entrepreneurs, and I've seen so many people go full-time in network marketing, and because of the passive income portion of what we do, they stop building their business, and soon enough, they find themselves back at a job in a position that they didn't want to be in. You see, you have to become your own worst boss for the majority of the time. What does that look like? It means that you're gonna expect more out of yourself than what anybody else does. It means that you're gonna work overtime when everybody else is on holiday. It means that you're gonna do not only everything that it takes, but you're gonna do everything that it takes and then some, because you need to be your own worst boss. You see, entrepreneur means ain't nobody coming to save you. Entrepreneur means nobody's gonna do it for you. Entrepreneur means you are responsible for you, okay? And so you got to be able to create a schedule the same way as you had a schedule when you were an employee, right? Whether you're working full-time at your job right now, or you quit your job, or you're unemployed like my man Michael Jackson was. This is what you got to do. Set a schedule for what you want your day to look like, okay? Set a standard for what it is that you want to complete on a daily basis, all right? And set a goal for you to have weekly, monthly, and yearly, right? Even quarterly, okay? In our business, it's the easiest business in the world, man. I mean, it's not the easiest, I'll say it's the simplest, right? But if you can learn how to change your mindset from the, from the victim mindset to the employee mindset, I guess, it will become easy. What do I mean by that? This is what I mean, right? So one of the first things that we got to do in our business is we got to invite, right? We got to invite people to see the information. So many people have like this fear or this anticipation of fear that they never even invite anybody to see the information. Now, here's the mind switch, right? Forget about entrepreneur, forget about all this stuff. Let's say that this is your job, right? Let's say that I'm your boss and it is your job to invite people to see the information. And you have to invite 100 people a day to see the information, okay? Now, if it is your job to do so, you no longer fear the anticipation of rejection, or the anticipation of being embarrassed, or the anticipation of having to answer a rebuttal. It's your job. You don't care because it is your duty. It has been given to you. Whether it's something that you enjoy, you don't enjoy, it's your job. How many people do you know do things that they don't like to go do, right? But they do it because their boss told them to do it, okay? So I need you to have the employee mindset when you're attacking your list to invite. It doesn't matter the yes or the no. All that matters is that you go and you do your part, you do your duty, okay? The presentation part is the second portion of it. So many people are fearful and afraid to go up there and do the presentation. However, if I told you, yo, listen, I'm gonna pay you $100 a day. I'm gonna pay you $100 a day. No matter what you do in our business, I'm gonna pay you $100 a day to just do a presentation for 5 to 15 people a day, every day. You see, because I'm gonna pay you $100, you go from being all scared and timid, and because I'm your boss and I'm telling you what to do, you go from being afraid or anticipating, the worst case scenario, to all of a sudden you're in the front of the room singing like Aretha Franklin at the Super Bowl, right? Because you have this guaranteed Friday check. And because in entrepreneurship, there is no immediate gratification, okay? This is delayed gratification. This is the kind of thing that you have to reap what you sow, and the seeds that you sow here are not gonna grow overnight, and you can't put them in a microwave to speed them up, okay? So in your head, you gotta have the employee mindset, meaning this is your duty, this is your job, you gotta do this or you're gonna get fired, right? The cool thing about being in the position that we're in is that we get to fire and hire ourselves every day. So if you screwed up yesterday, hire yourself today and do it the right way. If you screwed up today, hire yourself and do it the right way, okay? Just remember, every time you screw up, you start all over again from zero. So if you had a good, 6-day run and you screwed up on day 7, you gotta go back to number 0, okay? And everything that you do today is not gonna pay you off until at least a minimum of 90 days to 120 days. Some of the efforts that you guys put into your business today, some of the efforts that you guys put into your life today, you won't even see it until 12 months from now. It's like going to the gym, all right? You're not gonna get a six-pack tomorrow. You're not gonna get a six-pack a month from now. It's gonna take some time and some discipline to get those things done, all right? The third part is enrolling. Some of you guys get so scared about enrolling somebody or signing somebody up into the company. However, if you are a shoe salesman at a sneaker store, you have absolutely no problem taking $300 from somebody for a pair of Michael Jordan sneakers that they're not gonna wear more than 2 weeks before the new ones come out, right? If you worked at Apple, you have absolutely no problem taking $1,200 from somebody's checking account, knowing that this person is broke, to come buy an iPhone that is not gonna add any value to their lives any more than the iPhone that they had previous to it, right? But because it's your job, right? Because you're an employee, you don't feel weird about taking money or selling somebody on something that is nonsense, okay? Here, with what we do, of course, we're adding value to people unlike anything else in the world that can be added value to. And we're giving people an opportunity to go out there and come outside of what they're used to. We're giving people an opportunity to go out there and be the best that they can possibly be. So why would you be embarrassed, or why would you be, scared, or why would you feel weird, enrolling at this point here versus doing it at your job? I sold sneakers before at my job. I sold food before at a restaurant. I sold rooms at a hotel. When I was a hotel manager, I did all kinds of stuff. And one of the things that I was doing the most was selling my time, okay? Here, you don't sell your time. Here, you get paid off performance. And that brings me to the last one, right? Training or promoting and training events, okay? Promoting events, which is training and traveling, right, with us. Now, again, you guys got to be the Don Kings of this thing here. See, again, if I paid you an hourly wage or a salary to go out there and promote, you would do it so much more vivaciously. You would do it so much more, enthusiastically, right? However, because you're not being immediately compensated, you tend to slack. And that, my friends, is the difference between myself and people like the slackers, okay? You got to treat your business as if it were to be a job in so many ways, right? And even better than that, you got to treat this business as if it were to be a job, okay? So at this point, show you guys some fun stuff. I never do this, but here, boom, right? That's my company car, right? That's the company car I worked for. And I became my own worst boss, working myself overtime, doing the things I didn't feel like doing at the times that I definitely didn't feel like doing them. I, slept less. I worked more. I stood engaged. I committed to my growth and the growth of those around me. I pushed and 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 I pushed until the perks showed up in my life. So to end that, guys, I just want you guys to sit down and interview yourself today. Ask yourself, who are you? Where are you? Who do you want to be? And where do you want to be? Okay? Then I want you to interview yourself from the employer standpoint, as if you were to be hiring an employee and asking what, and knowing what you're asking out of this employee and out of this person that's going to help you grow your business and take your business to the next level, okay? And then as the employee, I want you to have the rebuttal and have the replies to your boss, which is to yourself in the mirror, and accept the responsibility and accept what it takes to get done in order for you guys to go out there and accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. All right, so I hope that this video gave you guys some value. I hope that you guys really felt me on this thing, and I hope that you guys more than anything go out there and apply it. That's the only way you're gonna win, man. The difference between employees and entrepreneurs is that entrepreneurs ain't got nobody to tell them anything what to do. They ain't got nobody to tell them what to do, and because of that, most entrepreneurs fail, right? That's why they say that 7% of people in the world are actually successful entrepreneurs. And I'll take a wild guess, and I'll tell you guys, it's because that 7% knows how to treat themselves as if they were to be employees. All right? So much love to you guys. Rock and roll. It is Thursday. And if you guys enjoy this kind of content, man, just comment on here, share it, let me know. I'd love to continue to bring more things like this on. Again, this is just perspective of somebody who's had, some relative success, and, I just want to be able to share as much of mindset as much as, you know, whatever's been going on through my head to help me get to where I've gotten to and take me to the next level with you guys, in hopes that it'll help you guys do the same. All right, so much love, rock and roll. Let's get it. It's Team No Sleep over everything.